Every weekend, I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other. It's part of who I am. If you ride, you know what I mean. That's why I insure with Shannon's. They get it. They share our passion and give us the features riders want, like limited use cover and multi-vehicle discounts. Shannon's insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. Whatever you ride with Shannon's.
Call 1346 46 for a quote.
Rare Spares has over 50,000 product lines and releases over 500 new products every year. Your local Rare Spares distributor has what you need when you need it. And as the only restoration company officially backed by Holden and Ford, we take our part in your project very seriously. Rare Spares, more than just a part in your project.
Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to your Sunday night replay broadcast of the simrigs.com V8 Supercars ProAm series. Tonight we come to you from round 7 thanks to Warren and Brown Tools from Motorsport Arena Oschersleben. This is the Grand Prix layout. A 3.61 kilometre track, 37 degrees temperature tonight. Going to be very slick on the tyres. I am Nathan ShiBBy Howard, and Steven Sinkovic is joining me in the comms box. Good evening, Steve.
How are you, buddy? And that was a mouthful, wasn't it?
Oh gosh.
Look, it feels like Sunday night for me, so I'm ready and pumped. I've deliberately not asked what the results were, and it's going to be a surprise all the way through. I actually didn't deliberately watch my iRacing as well, but I'm really looking forward to see how the boys went.
Yeah, well, neither of us actually know the results, being a replay session. Don't want to ruin it for ourselves and the viewers as a replay broadcast. So definitely looking forwards to some solid racing tonight from the Pro and Ams. If it's anything like the Tuesday race here at the old Motorsport Arena, I think we're going to be in for some solid racing. Tonight is a super sprint setup. 3 20-minute races, with the second race being a reverse top 10 grid. Third race being a reverse top 5. So it's anybody's game. The drivers are now heading out to our racecraft qualifying session. While they head out onto their hot lap, let's have a quick look at the standings as of round 6 for your simrigs.com V8 Supercars Pro-Am series. Scotty Gamble, the WK&P Sim Sports, is leading the charge at the moment on 833 points, with quite a decent gap back to Chris Miller from Fishy Motorsports on 669 points. There is 164 points there of gap, but being a super sprint round and having multiple points on grab tonight, Miller could still claw his way up into that P1 after tonight. Blake Warboy sitting comfortably in P3 on 642, only about 30 points behind Chris Miller. So again, it's anybody's game tonight. Thomas Freeman, P4 for Fishy Motorsports. Sam Noble in the 953, having an absolute fantastic drive this season for the 95 Sim Sports, sitting comfortably in P5 on 547 points. Harry Dodds, great to see him up there in that top 10 for Frog Elite Juiced Racing. Jerry Sanfuentes for Performance Sim Racing has locked himself in at the moment for a P7. Andrew Cowan, the first of our AM drivers now, up in that overall top 10 position of P8 on 485 points, with another AM driver, Ty Delaney from Fishy Motorsports, getting himself up into 9th position right now of round 7. So great drive from both those AM drivers. Jamie Dyke, last season's champion, has missed a few races, but will get himself into that P10. A lot of drivers out throughout the field. They are now into their laps for the qualifying session, so let's get to the live action.
Looking great, mate, and it's good to see the amateurs popping up there near the end of the top 10 of that listing, with Cowan, Ty Delaney, and then the next one down would be third place would be Jace Douglas. So 3 of them fighting for the title, and bugger all between them as well, with 2 rounds left. Looking at 3 points separating. What is it? No, it's less. It's 8 points separating Cowan and Delaney.
Yeah, extremely close with the AMs, and as you were saying, we do have... I just had a mind blank. Jace Douglas from LMR Esports sitting just out of that top 10 as an AM driver in 11th spot there, taking out 3rd place so far in the AM. So really good to see the AM starting to give it to the pros as well this season, and the field has been absolutely mixed across all rounds. It's getting very, very hard to separate the AMs from the pros.
And that's exactly how we like it, isn't it?
It sure is.
Well, let's see how we're going time-wise. Blake Warboys is sitting on a 125.7. Gamble 125.5. Well, I'm just having a look at the current times that are records on this track. So there's been what I call an auto GP is a 118. Formula 3 does a 120. The DTMs do 121s. The GT1s are comparative in time, which is at 125.4. I reckon these boys, I reckon they'll be getting out to the 124s, 123s. I haven't seen the times in their testings, but let's hope for it, huh?
Yeah, I didn't actually watch any of the practice session, which we usually would if it wasn't a replay broadcast, but we jumped straight into qualifying. Want to sort of keep it a bit of a surprise for just not us, but also you guys. But we do know how quick the top guys are in the Pro-Am series, so wouldn't surprise me if we get down into the high 24s. Warboys with the 125.52, Scott Gamble, his teammate, with the 25.62, and we've only had 4 minutes of qualifying, so could definitely get those 124s in there. Got to keep an eye, look out for those AMs. Look at that, Troy Maguire already sitting in that top 10 for the AMs, as well as Travis Daly. So looking pretty good for those AMs times as well.
The fish are all out in motion tonight too, mate.
Fishies have been out for the last few weeks, which is really great. Last week we saw a big school of piranhas come and join us on the Sunday night broadcast and absolutely show them why they are some of the best in Australia, with just not only their driving skill but their teamwork, and take out a complete Fishy Motorsports sweep, which is really interesting to see, knowing how Warboys and Gamble have been driving this season. They are extremely quick, but a few mistakes managed to put them back down the pack, and they had to fight their way back through.
We've got a question here from Jace Douglas. What's going on? How come the supercars are back on? Oh, mate, we just wanted to replay it again for you. No, well, we couldn't go to air last night, Jace, so we're going to air tonight with last night's race, and ShiBBy and I haven't watched it, so it's going to be as new as possible for us, and we're going to enjoy every minute of it, and hopefully you boys will enjoy watching your own racing as well.
Yeah,
so spread the word, get everyone in line.
Yep, couldn't do it. Family meeting, World Cup may have had something to do with it, but we were definitely determined to get this broadcast back up and live tonight for you all and your viewing pleasures.
Have a look at the top speeds. I don't know if you can see at your end, but Warboys is hitting 245k in the top speed. Kirby's at 147, Dykey at 148. And then you've got Shotter at a 153. I don't know what he did to get up that fast.
So the speed trap is really interesting the way iRacing does it. It's not set to a certain spot on the track. It's just your fastest speed that you gathered during that lap. So they could pin it as fast as they can down a straight and go off track, and for some reason it'll still class that as a top speed.
Dykey's got himself a purple in the second sector, mate. And Freeman's got 2 greens in a row, so those 2 times are going to be pivotal as it looks going on. There was an incident called in, so I must have done a bit of blocking, but it's been no further action, NFR. And then Dykey's got up a little bit, and locked it up. And Blake Warboys has come back with a purple and a green sector and a purple sector, and better this time again.
That's crazy. Troy Maguire at the moment, you can see the purple on the screen. There is 2 purples lit up because it's showing you the best time of both the pros and AMs. So Troy Maguire up there, top of the AMs right now, sitting in P8 with a 126.136. Bit of movement. David Coleman then just moved himself up into... Can't count. Need to change this to...
He's moved him himself to 11th place, mate.
Yeah, ninth in the pros.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This is going to be a fun night.
Troy Maguire is sitting at the highest position in the amateurs, followed by T. Daly, and 3rd Shotter. Vlasbom in 5th. And Cowan's just done a flip on that, and Cowan's in 6th, so he's just pulled out a nice little time. Maguire's in 2 greens again. So he's
in
plus 2.8 at
purples,
the
mate.
moment.
He's in purples. He's got 2 purples going.
Oh, my ASDK is showing me greens. That's a piss. That's a pisser.
Yeah,
I was about to tell you to shut down Discord for me.
No, mate. Yeah, Troy Maguire running some purples. And will launch himself up into overall P6 with a 125.788. He is only 500th of a second off Warboys, so that's really showing what the AMs can do out here. Sneaky Rat, what do you mean I don't like talking to the chat, mate? I talk to the chat too much sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah. I love the fact that us being a live broadcast esports, we can interact with our viewers out there. So guys out there watching us tonight, if you want to ask any questions or have a look at your favourite driver, let us know. We can throw them up on screen for you.
And if you're a winner of Heat 1, I don't want to know who it is. Don't put it up there. Don't even put your name up there because I'll guess it. Be available for an interview if you can. And Heat 2 and Heat 3. So we'd love to still interview you guys and have a bit of a chinwag to you. Yeah, so stick around and maybe pop into Discord once we sort of work out who it is. Where is Aaron Schotter? Is he racing? Yes, he is. He's sitting at the moment in 13th place, so he's doing extremely well. Andrew is the he's third place, third fastest in the amateurs at the moment. They're doing really well.
The funny thing about that is that's Aaron Schotter asking if Aaron Schotter's racing. Yeah. Well done, Aaron. You had Steve Trick there, mate, but not me. So glad you could join us for this replay broadcast, mate. I hope you had a great night of racing.
Tell your family to come watch and sit down beside you and see, oh, Mum and Dad, look what I did. We can still, even though it's a replay, we can still focus on certain drivers. So if you're out there and you want to see a bit of your own racing lights, let us know.
Yeah, for me, a replay broadcast works exactly the same as if we were doing it live.
It's in another purple, mate. In his second sector.
Only 3 sectors on this track as well. He hasn't done. He's close. Better. Close though. Really consistent times from Warboys. We see that from both the WK and P drivers. Very, very consistent with their time. So Peter Frame is out there on a green. Will come across now. Did improve, but didn't move himself up that too much. Will be looking like he's going to battle with Cowan. 37 degrees track temp, mate. It's going to be very hard and slippery as we see Peter Frame just clip the grass and hit that wall. Mr. Andrew Cowan, your not so average sim race out on a looking like a good lap. Let's catch the back end of this track thanks to Warren and Brown Tools cockpit cam.
Maybe we can get one of the drivers to actually pop in and do a bit of a drive. Well, it's probably not enough time, but it probably would have been a good idea if I thought of it earlier to give us a track guide, because this is a new track that I haven't been on. I'm pretty sure you've bought this for last Tuesday's show as well, so I was a bit disappointed I didn't get a chance to race on it. I'd love to know from the drivers in the chat what they thought of this track, what they think the quality of the surface and the corners are like and all that. When's the rig giveaway? The rig giveaway, Sneaky Rabbit, is when we hit 1,000 subscribers, and we are
788. No, sorry, yes, 788 as of tonight. So
212 more subscribers we need. So if you've got 212 mates, Sneaky Rabbit, get them all to subscribe, and then you've got 212 mates that will possibly give you the rig.
That's not the button I pushed, dear. Maybe his brain's fried from studying so much today, but I'm glad we could be here.
2 minutes left. Coleman's got his second sector in green. Not going to be a super flash lap. Will he get himself up a position? No, he's still sitting in 12th.
Yeah, that time didn't count there, so he might have had a 1X or a little bit of an off track.
Yeah. Maybe the heat's climbing because everyone seems to be just sitting in the orange. Freo's got himself a second sector in the green.
So 26
sitting at
degrees
26
air temp, but
degrees.
track temp is 37 degrees. So this is going
that's
to
a
play
spanker.
havoc on the rear tyres of these V8 supercars. Shane Newlands,
Pricey, how are you, buddy?
Thomas Freeman just came through. Will do better. Locks himself into overall P6. Shane Newlands now coming across on all greens. Scott Gamble is going to be behind him on all greens. Newlands will go better, but not improve.
Gamble hit a purple in the last sector.
Gamble just went 25.289, ever so closer to those 24s.
Ullman's on 2 greens. There he goes. We know it doesn't need to be all purples. It can be all green and hit the top lights. Let's see how he goes in his last section. He's kept it on by the look of it. Up his teammates. Oh, is that an on still? Yeah, yes, it is.
Will improve
And-
one spot just above Zachary Blasbaum.
He's gone 11th. Don't know if that time counted actually.
It did, yep, it did. It put him
Yeah.
up. So he's
Shotter's got a.
overall
You'll be
11th.
happy to know, Aaron. You've got yourself a green in your second sector.
Yeah, you're doing really well, Aaron. You're sitting P4 at the moment as our racecraft qualifying session does end. Our 2 best laps were from Blake Warboys in the pros and Troy Maguire for the AMs, but Warboys will take out your racecraft qualifying session and pole position for Heat 1 tonight of the simrigs.com V8 Supercars Pro-Am here for round 7. Get this grid up and loaded. There it is. Blake Warboys and Scott Gamble for WK and P Sim Sports will be your 2 front runners. Jamie Dyke and Michael Whiting for Fishy Motorsports will hold out row 2. David Kirby and Thomas Freeman for Fishy Motorsports will hold out row 3. Troy Maguire and Chris Miller-Funky for Fishy Motorsports will take out row 4. Harry Dodds for Frogleet Juice Racing squeezes himself into P9, while David Coleman for Fishy Motorsports will pull out in that P10 spot. Zach Vlasbaum for Venturi Racing in P11 and Travis Daly P12. Aaron Shoddock and Andrew Cowan will line up next to each other in row 7. Peter Frame and Ed Hayden, row 8. Shane Newlands, Blake Delaney, row 9. Jared Sanfuentes in row 10 with Ty Delaney. Greg Barber and Tyson McAvoy were your race stewards for the night as we get ready, set to go
Take a breath,
racing.
mate. We are setting the grid. I'll tell you what, put a post out into Discord, mate, to everyone and tell them that the last night race is live. How cool does this look? This track looks exceptionally good.
It was an absolute cracker of a race on Tuesday. Definitely look forward to seeing what these guys can do tonight. And we do love a super sprint round. 20 minutes of non-stop action as these V8 supercars start their engines. And we are racing.
Nice and light. Everyone seems to be going off the brakes. No one's bogged down anywhere. They're already 2 by 2 and already signal filed by the look of them. No one's taking a chance here in the first corner. Oh, we do have a spinner in the back though.
Coleman's off.
But we'll see who that is. I think it's Coleman. Oh, Coleman's at the and Miller teammates again. The rest of the grid has tapered off into single file pretty much straight away. Looks like Michael Whiting's taking an inside line on his teammate, Kirby.
It's going to be interesting how these guys play this out. 20-minute sprint races can be extremely aggressive, especially coming from a great pack of drivers.
I'd be almost sitting in that fishy room and getting them all to put $5 in each to see who can win each heat.
Are we allowed to talk about gambling on the broadcast?
Well, you know, it's an internal bet. There could be 5, you know, I didn't say money, I said bucks.
Andrew Cowan up the inside of Peter Frame.
Oh, he's
Big
held
lock
it.
up, though. Big lock up.
We'll just, hang on, we'll go. Gentleman Cowan has had a big lock up and then let P Frame go through and readdress more or less, but he's going to sniff his nose in there again, trying to look for a cleaner option. This racetrack looks pretty cool. I really want to hear from the drivers what they think of it.
It's a
Cowan,
very
is he going to make it on
track.
brakes? He's got a bit of a wiggle in his rear end. Looks like he might be a bit light in the rear end there.
Maybe. Don't forget the track temper's 37 degrees, mate. So that's going to play havoc straight away. It's not. It doesn't even give times to. It doesn't give time for the tyres to heat up because they're already overheated. Cowan down the inside now, and Peter Frame really nice and smooth there. Gets a great run out of the exit. Can Peter Frame actually make an answer back to that? Probably not going to at this point. Cowan with a great move there. Zachary Vlasbom, one of our top AM contenders now. Blake Delaney on the rear of him.
Oh, how good's that chicane look? That is sensational. And Mr. Morris, good day to you, buddy. Hope everything's good at your end. Good to see you. Hopefully good to see you out on track for season 4.
Got to say a big, huge shout out to Jack out there, good friend of mine all the way from America, joining us tonight.
Nice work, Jack.
He loves our
He's still
broadcasts.
Not to rub it in, Jack, but are you still celebrating the women's early exit? Ba-dum-tsh.
The US team. I'm actually not sure if Jack's a football follower. I don't think we've ever had that conversation, but he does love racing.
Every American follows an American national team, mate. Doesn't matter what they're playing. They can be playing Skittles.
Freaking love Skittles. What a great game.
Whiting and Freo are really on the back of each other like crazy. Freo is hunting Whiting like crazy. 0.3, and then you've got Delaney on the back of Vlasbom who's in with a 0.2. Blake is up 9 places, mate. He is having an absolute cracker. Miller is dropped 7, and so is Coleman. So there's some fish out there that have gone to school and done well, and other fish are dropping back.
That was the incident on the first corner between Coleman and Funky Miller. You can see now how close Delaney, the male model, is on the back of Vlasbom. Vlasbom has put in a lot of effort this season to bring up his driving standards, and it shows right now, being overall P8.
He didn't take that first corner when we zoomed in really well. His angle was a bit different to what Blake's was. Don't know if it's maybe the heat in the tyres that sort of put him off a little bit, but looks like he's settled a bit now. And then we've got Harry Dodds coming on the back of them, both of them trying to fight them through. And of course, my SDK just decided to go not found.
Lucky we have OBS stream up and running for you as well, mate. We'll quickly jump up to the front as we see Blake Warboys from WK&P Sim Racing battling it out with Jamie Dyke, our last season's champion. Jamie has missed a few rounds due to work and family life, but he is out here showing us why he is last season's champion. Delaney now making a move down Vlasbom down the straight. Tucks it in right before the corner. Solid move from Delaney there.
That's Delaney in his Enduro colours, I believe. The boys are competing in the Logitech Enduro round. So they're sporting, he's sporting his Enduro round by the look of it. We missed Chris Miller was black flagged for that early incident on his own teammate. So that's why he's dropped down a few places.
Okay, good that you can keep up with any of the calls coming in as we see Thomas Freeman, Michael Whiting and David Kirby. A pack of fishies, but these boys will not work together. They will want to have a battle here because this is battle for P4. Our gain is not showing correctly on the stream for some reason, because Blake Delaney is actually up 10 spots from what I can see. Unless my SDK is wrong and he's only up 4 spots.
From my end, mate, which is...
Might have a bit of clashing data coming through here.
Blake's up 10 places from what I can see in my end, my data.
Yep, that's what I was seeing on my end as well.
The boys are all just sort of settled in. I wanted to see a bit of run and bump a bit, and the fish are taking it easy on themselves.
Well, 3 20-minute races, mate, so it's going to be pretty action-packed, I think, between all the drivers. We do always seem to see the first race being set by a qualifying grid is always a little bit calmer. And then you jump into the second race with a reverse top 10 grid, and chaos does usually ensue. It becomes quite a battle for places across the field.
100%, and then when it reverses the top 5 again for the third heat, oh, God help us.
See, Aaron Schotter's copped a bit of damage on that front right-hand side. That's actually quite a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's going still, though. It's surprising he's still moving it and not crab walking it. Must feel good.
Might just be, yeah, from what we can see here, it does just look like it might be just front bumper damage, so...
Yeah.
Might have just collected the back of one of the drivers, as we see the Fishy Boys Delaney making a move on Troy Maguire there, now up 11 spots. Really starting to make a mark on this first heat.
These boys are just putting on another show. This is, look at it bouncing through that chicane. That was crazy. Who was that? That was Dykey chasing War Boys down. His rear end was dancing nicely through that chicane. Oh, a bit of air there from War Boys. Obviously, Dyke's putting a bit of pressure on him there. They're really going for it, man. I love these sprint rounds. I don't know what you guys think of them out there, but I reckon they're sensational. Great to watch and fun to drive in.
I highly enjoy sprint rounds, and being a super sprint round, something new to SRW. We've never run a super sprint round for the V8 supercars, and the feedback from the drivers is that they are a bunch of fun. Not too much worrying about pit stops or tyres. It's just get out there, get racing, and have fun.
Well, I did have someone mention in Discord tonight that maybe when we do our season setup for next season, make tyre factor a bit of a thing out there where they can't take fresh tyres. So not a bad idea actually, because looking after your tyres is bloody hard.
Oh, we see David Kirby make a little bit of a wiggle there. Thomas Freeman a bit of a run.
That Thomas Freeman in front of him, isn't it?
No, that's Kirby. We're on board with Freeman.
Okay, so Kirby's got himself he's sure? Oh, okay, maybe my SDK's playing up here. But it looks like he's possibly got his Enduro colours on then.
Freo looks like he's driving the same. Oh, nice move by Freo there down the inside of Kirby.
That was clean as, man.
We know the Fishy Boys get out here to race, not to be teammates.
Oh yeah, we've seen them hit each other and bump each other. Well, not too different to what the 86 boys do with the Jordan's team. They attempt to bump each other a fair bit as well.
We saw that on Tuesday where Maverick Sim Sports managed to take each other out, and it's not the first team we've seen do it. When the racing is hard, you are going to race hard against your teammates as well.
This is true. At the end of the day, we're all out there as competitors, and like in every other sport, you've got to beat your teammate first, and then you're going to beat the opposition.
That's what's happening.
Nice little bounce over the curb there. Boys are hitting all their apexes. It's looking smooth racing. I'm already wanting to see what's going to happen with the reverse top 10. These boys trying to fight their way to the top of the field.
It's always exciting racing when we're watching the pole sitters or the winners of the first race try and drive through 10 other races. Even if the AMs are up there, they don't make it easy for the pros. They're all in this for positions and points this season.
Looks like Dodsy's going to have himself on podium at this point for the reverse grid, and he's sitting in a race of his own at the moment. He's got a bit of a gap in front of him and behind him, and it's probably not a bad thing, being that the second heat is a top 10 reverse. That one at the moment would put Harry and Vlasbom on the front of the grid.
Sure would as they sit now. It's definitely stretched out a little bit. I didn't expect these drivers to stretch out so much over this sprint round.
Yeah,
I really thought they'd be a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Especially seeing the times through qualifying. But we do see Whiting now hassling the back of his teammate David Kirby.
The Kingfish himself.
These boys love a good battle as he's trying to get the nose up the inside there. Won't be close enough to make anything stick, but will be stuck to the back of him.
He's just said hello and he's tapped him on the shoulder and said, I'm thinking of coming through here. How good's that sound?
Yeah, I gotta love the sound of V8s. It's going to be interesting to see how the new gen sound when they finally come to iRacing, that's for sure.
Yeah. While we've got on this camera, you guys viewing out there, put your volume up for a sec and we'll let you hear this V8 engine roar.
Cracks and popples these
you
things
gotta love
make.
that as they're going down through the gears and they love it. I love it. I guess that's one of the things I love about the V8 supercars. I can't drive it for shit, but it's so much fun to be out there in them. You know what, if you guys are out there and you're a development driver and you're still getting used to the V8, you want to learn how to drive V8, you know, there is no better place than SRW. The boys in the Discord are full of tips and helps and cheers and fun to race with. So it's not always about winning the race. It's just beating the guy sitting next to you in the Discord room and trying to get the better of him. You know, I'm always sitting there trying to get the better of either Johnson or my brother, or in the 86s. Pricey is my target at the moment. He's a good yardstick for me to try to beat.
He came in as a guy battling at the back, and then, Maguire making a move on Delaney.
Oh, nice.
Maguire will take that spot back from Delaney. Yeah, Mr. Price in the Bluey Mobile in the 86 has started at the back of the pack, and now he is becoming one of those contenders where people are starting to set benchmarks to where they want to be.
Correct, he is. He's settled in nicely. You're talking about someone who's got some real-world racing passion, and not only on four wheels, but he loves the two wheels.
Dodds and Vlasbom.
Went to the first corner.
Dodds getting a really good run. These two extremely close. Dodds just pulled out of it just a little bit.
Nice.
Really well played there.
There's points there between the two of them, and it's 9th and 10th place. But more importantly, podium as well, guys, so don't forget that.
Dodds down the inside now.
He's got it. Is he going to hold it? The pace of both of them.
Squeezing Vlasbom. Bit of touch, bit of contact. Dodds gets loose.
He was lucky to maintain that without going on the grass. Bit of touch of grass that he would have been spun round like a donut.
Definitely squeezing Vlasbom to every inch of that track. He hasn't fallen that far off the back of him either, so it'll be interesting to keep an eye on these two. Drop back a bit further, Travis Daly for Performance Sim Racing now onto the back of Aaron Schotter for Valkyrie Esports. Still struggling with that damage. I wish I could find... I can't see anything in my logs of what might have happened with Aaron.
Yeah, he's definitely battled it through, but he's doing all right still. He's maintaining position, and he's actually really improved over the last few weeks. A bit more confidence in the car, I think.
So overall, Shot is sitting P4 in the AMs right now, with Cowan up 2 spots, sitting in overall P11 and 3rd in the AMs.
Nice. And coming to the pointy end of the season too.
Yeah, 2 rounds to go after tonight. This is round 7 of our 9-round series. Warboy's now starting to stretch his legs a little bit on Jamie Dyke. 0.9 of a second back to Dyke, and even Scotty Gamble, his teammate, is having troubles keeping up with the pace of Warboys tonight.
He's on a bit of his own level tonight. He's settled into a groove, and it's all over Red Rover. But I mean, it's not all over Red Rover. There's another 2 races.
That's
and
right.
he's got to fight his way back from 10th place. So that's going to be fun. We saw what happened at the last race where it was hard to pass. Dyke and Warboys really struggled to get through. Warboys ended up in the sand.
Yeah, a couple of small mistakes, even made by the best of the best drivers, can cause big problems for them. Especially if you have a look at it. Look, the field's not separated by that much. If the first 10 are separated by about 7 seconds from P1 to P10, a slight off track, it could take you 5 seconds to get your car back on track and up and running. In that time, you've had 4 other drivers catch the rear of you.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on in my end here, but I need to quit my system.
That's how I feel some days working in IT. Just turn it off. It'll solve all the problems.
Well, my SDK at the moment and my iRacing decided to play everything at 1,000 miles an hour. So I've had to shut down my iRacing, and now SDK is working fine again. So, yeah, awesome.
So it looks like we missed a bit of a battle. Oh, no, we didn't. Don't worry. I was going to say, it looks like Dodds passed Vlasbom, but Vlasbom got back on him. But no, we did see that live. And Travis Daly starting to close that gap on Aaron Schotter. These two have been battling extremely well throughout these series. Funky is having an absolute shocker. Down in P17, that is just absolutely unheard of from this driver.
Yeah, don't forget he had a black flag, yeah?
Yeah, but he just made another mistake again. You can actually see the front of the pack now starting to catch him. You see Vlasbom and Delaney. Sorry, Vlasbom, Dodds, and is that on the back? That's Coleman, yeah.
Yep.
The Coleman is a lap car.
14 people watching out there, guys. There's probably needs to be another at least 7 or 8 drivers. So get on there and spread the word. Get in there and watch the race.
I suppose it does depend on what other races are on tonight.
Oh, I don't care anymore. Just come and watch us.
This will be the checkered flag as Blake Warboys from WK and P Sim Sports comes across the line for P1 in your Pro Division. Jamie Dyke for Fishy Motorsports, P2 for your Pro Division. And Scott Gamble for WK and P Sim Sports, P3 in the Pro Division. Troy Maguire will come across the line for P1 for your AMs. Followed not too far behind by Zachary Vlasbom for Alpha Venturi Racing in P2 for your AMs. Andrew Cowan for Performance Sim Racing will come across for P3. in your AM session.
Well done, lads. Well done. And thank you, Mr. Dyke. Yeah, we sort of worked that one out. The little checkered flag thing pops up in the top corner sometimes. And Barney actually came out and did the flag for tonight too, by the look of it.
Amazingly, Barney did do his job tonight, but he didn't relay that information back to us in the booth. So, he did half his job. So good work, Barney. I'm not going to try and replace you this evening.
No, we'll give him one more go at it, won't we?
Tuesday night,
Mr.
I was ready to replace him.
Yeah, I heard you. I was in Wodonga and I was watching the race and I could hear you losing your gear at Barney. He can't help it, mate. You pay peanuts, you get monkeys.
Yeah, well, also look, he's in a really good spot for pit lane beers and pies. So, I sort of give him a little bit of grievance.
Do you reckon Mr. Warboys is watching, or is he out there racing somewhere and he's not even gonna come and show up for the podium chit chat? Probably not. Probably not. So anyway, Warboys first, Dyke second, and Gamble third, followed by a whole heap of fish as well. Look at that. And Zachary Vlasbom in ninth. Well done, gents. And we're already gridding up. Doesn't give you much time between breaks, eh?
All right, I'm back.
And after all that, my STK was on, the race comes back on, and it's gone again. I think I'll have to chat with these boys at STK. We're paying something that's not happening.
Yeah, replay files are really tough. For some reason, it doesn't like reading replay files.
Here we go. We are flashing.
Who is on the front? So Dodds is in pole position.
It looked like Whiting had jumped the gun there a bit and then slammed the brakes on again, and that's what caught him out, was he came off the line. But the boys are all around the corner and it's fish through 1, 2 and 3 already. Oh no, that's Dodgy at the front. Zach's already lost a couple of spots. Where's Zach's dropped down to 4th place, and it looks like Miller is on the back of him and already going to take him on the inside. Here we go. Dykey is side by side with Warboys there and got Gamble in front of him, so I don't know if they're going to team up on him here and cut the draft out. But Warboys has taken the inside line and Dykey's held it and put pressure on. They're 2 by 2, not giving each other a bit of room. It looks like Dyke's got the better of that through those corners, and Cowie's got his nose in there behind Warboys, and it's good to see Cowie with a bit of pace. Hopefully he can stick it out for the whole race behind Warboys and ride the wave. Here we go, a little bumper action. 1, 2, 3. It looks like someone's making an inside move there. I can't quite make out who it is from this angle. Boys are all very, very close. Oh, Dykey's got a spin. He's not sure if he's lost it or there was contact there, but his arse end went a bit wide there. And he's lost a few places. Dykey, I'm feeling for you, mate. And then a nice pass there by, I think that's Freeman. On front of Cowie. Cowie putting the nose in again. Whoa. Getting us a nice look at the suspension in the rear end there. And they're moving, taking it out wide. Cowie's trying to take a tighter line through there. And he's done well to keep on the back of that car. Dykey's already got himself back on track and behind Shotter by the look of it. We'll have to ask Dykey about that one.
He's in the chat, so we can find
what happened there,
out.
Dykey? See it, mate.
You couldn't see it because ShiBBy's bladder nearly exploded. I need one of those awesome portable toilets.
The way these guys bounce through that chicane, man. That is amazing how they control these cars through there. Doing an awesome job. Looks like Coleman's going for a slowdown there in the back there. Vlasbom and Miller are still fighting it out like crazy. Go Vlasbom.
Take a replay. Mr. Dyke. don't know if I told you about this, but replays don't like working on a replay file. So another thing we need to talk to SDK about. Oh, big!
That got wiggled out of that corner.
And
Miller's nearly
Freeman.
got contact with him.
Freeman as well wiggled hard. David Kirby has just set the fastest lap of this session with a
I couldn't
126.74.
quite hear it. Have a look at that. He's got we've got Doddsy followed by Delaney, followed by Miller, followed by, my screen's just gone bloody blurry again.
On board
Look
with
at this.
Vlasbom now, and Scott Gamble looking to make a move, really wanting to get himself up a few more positions.
He's backed off there, so he get a bit more pace out of this corner by the look of it. But he's got War Boys on the back of him as well. Tell you what, Zach got a good exit out of that corner. And his car looks really nicely settled. Just see the way the front grip he had with that chicane there. That was really nicely settled.
Move back up to the front as we see Harry Dodds, Frogleaf Juice Racing leading the charge in P1. Blake Delaney from Fishy Motorsports hot on his tail. Scotty Gamble.
We've got a blow-by-blow there from Dykey, which is good. Dykey just fish-tailed it and drifted the corner and lost a few spots with momentum when he was coming out of the spin. Not a spin, out of the drift. He didn't do a Spinovich. Oh, and my SDK is back. Don't you love that?
Oh, Scotty Gamble really putting the pressure on Zachary Vlasbom now.
I think he removed some of those dots just then.
Definitely got extremely close, but also War Boys is here with his teammate. Both of them putting the pressure on the AMS driver. Jamie Dyke has just made a few moves. Cowan is around and in the wall.
Oh, Cowan. Oh, stay off there, stay off there. Oh. Just as his teammate was just about to make a pass on his other teammate, he had to pull back on it. So that was Daly just about to go past Ed Hayden. He got in the way, and that's Peter Frame being hunted down by a Precision Sim Sport team. Precision Sim, I did it again, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. It's performance sim racing, yeah. Chris Miller, Funky, Aaron Schotter side by side. Funky will pull out into the front, breaks that little bit later just to get through that corner. Great move from Funky Miller there.
Tell you what, Schotter has improved. I'm very impressed with him tonight. He's got Coleman on the back of him now. He's a bit of a sushi throne. Let's see how Coleman handles.
Vlasbom has made a mistake. All squirrely around the final corner. Has just dropped 4 positions.
Yeah.
Allowed War Boys, Kirby and Dyke to get past him.
Yeah, with a tight field like this, have a look at it. It's all oranges and yellows. You make a mistake, you're going to lose 4 or 5 spots easily. As it did to Jamie early on.
Coleman now up the inside of Schotter as well.
I think Schotter just gave that to him. I think it was a smart move. Get on the back of Kirby and ride the wave.
Always not a bad idea when you're running AMS and Pro in one session, that the AMS could stick behind a Pro.
Smart thing to do, man.
Maybe let them pass, sit in behind, learn something from them, follow their line, see where they're braking.
The problem is sticking close to them and be able to do that. You generally, a Pro will be gone within half a lap from you. But at least you get in a good spot and let them pass the good spot, like a straight or something like that, take advantage of the drag.
100%. We see now Delaney starting to make a gap on Dodds. He's pushed it out to 9.9 of a second. Now
And he's up 17 places.
he's had an absolute phenomenal drive.
Is that right? He went up 17. Did he start the back of the grid?
Yeah, yep.
Far out, man. Oh, Doddsy. He's put the nose in. Oh. Maguire there as well. I think Dodsy's going to... Oh, he's lucky he didn't lose that place to Maguire just then, because Maguire nearly got his nose in there and would have cost him. Doddsy on the back of Delaney. these boys are participating in the Logitech Enduro round. Dikey, you're not participating in the Enduro round of Logitech? I didn't see your car come up with any names. Four tenths, 7 tenths. Then there's a gap from Gamble. Is 2 seconds behind. So Gamble at the moment is going top 5 in reverse for the second grid. Gamble is going to finish in podium position at the moment. Dikey needs to get his ass moving into third or up into the top 5 if he wants to be in a good position for the second start.
It's only a top 5 reverse. Jamie Dyke saying he's running the OG livery with Kirby.
You know what? It looks like to me that Gamble
Coleman and Vlasbom have come together. Not sure what's happened there.
No.
We have caught it in time. I can get a quick replay of this. Jump on board with Kirby.
Looks like Zach went off to the grass and came back on in front of him.
Kirby's, Coleman, got on the brakes, has locked himself up.
Yeah. Yep. That's a shame. That's another Coleman curse.
Now Maguire has just made, Freeman has just made the move around Maguire to move Freeman up into P2. Maguire has fallen off the back of Dodds.
What I was about to say was, you see the gap of Gamble and Warboys there? That's no accident. That is them two going for podium position because the points are bigger for the third heat, and they're looking at locking out the front row there.
Oh yeah, they're just sitting comfortably. They really haven't pushed once they hit this spot.
They're in 5th and 6th, so Gamble would be on podium. Warboys would start in 6th.
Yeah, so they probably want to try and pass Maguire at this point. We might actually see that with still 10 minutes to go in this second heat.
So Mr. Dykes just told me that the leaderboard is incorrect, that Delaney actually started towards the front of the grid, and he's also just filled me in that he is running in the Logitech Enduro, and he's got the OG livery with Kirby. Cool.
Yeah, I think I fixed the leaderboard because it's split in Pro and AMs.
It's still showing, on my end it is anyway, it's showing Delaney at 17 positions up, which is probably incorrect.
Yeah, definitely we'll be having a chat to Pascal from SDK to see if there's something they can do to work on running replay files.
Yeah.
Freeman now though hot on the back of Dodds.
Yeah. I wish that we could have HD on our Channel 31 show like this looks like now on YouTube and on thing, but unfortunately they can only use standard definition. But we are tweaking as much as we can to make it as clear as possible at the moment. So we're trying some new things out for this week's round. And
we see Freeman go down the inside of Dodds on the brakes late into the turn. Can Freeman hold this position? Has got a great run through there. Does look like he's going to make that position stick and will get himself into P2 behind his teammate Blake Delaney. Now Dodds has got to be careful because Maguire, Gamble and Warboys are all lining up to take that P3 position.
And they can smell blood in the water, can't they? Maguire's really putting the pressure on now. He got a bit of a gain through there. Warboys and Gamble, it looks like Warboy's got a bit more pace than Gamble, but he's just holding him up a bit by the look of it.
Warboy's last lap was a 127.03. Gamble was a 127.28.
Yeah.
So still extremely close. Maybe that bit of damage on the front of Gamble could be causing a little bit of an issue. His front right tyre is really heavily exposed.
Yeah, looks like he is a bit there. Excuse my yawn just then, that was unfortunate. Oh, look at that bouncing. I love watching these cars bounce across chicanes.
Trying something a little bit different with the cameras, doing a bit more up-close action shots. As much as we can to keep the action in your face as much as possible. On board with
Yeah, we decided
last
last week that we're going to zoom in a bit more closer to the field of view from cameras just to give it a bit more depth, and it's working. I like it. Noticed it a lot in the 86 race during the week. Even there you can notice you're a lot closer now as well. Looks a bit more real world.
Boys definitely starting to put the pressure on now. They're right on the back of Maguire, and Dodds can't get rid of this train. It is now Dodds, Maguire, Gamble, Warboys, Kirby and Dyke in a battle here for P3 of Heat 2. Gamble now. Oh, what's happened to Maguire? That had to have been a slowdown.
Must have been a slowdown. Jeez, he lost a few places there. What did he lose? 4 or 5?
4, yeah. Yep. Was sitting behind Dodds in P4, straight down to P8.
Yeah, whatever happened then, it's given Dodds a bit of a gap there, a bit of a breathing room. The rest of the boys sort of went, what the hell's going on here? Dykey's on the hunt behind there. See the little tail waggle going?
Dyke, get out of here. You shouldn't have to let you go, Jamie. You should be quick enough to get around him. We see Kirby now hassling the back of Warboys with his teammate Jamie Dyke on the rear of him as well, pushing him along. Oh, you're not joking? He actually let you guys go? Mate, he should have stayed there and battled you guys.
Oh, the fish have gone soft. What the hell?
That is uncalled for. We see Warboys and Gamble pushing Dodds now. Dodds had to go out really wide there. Nearly left the door open for Warboys.
Well, we're sitting at lap 11 out of 20 and we've got 5 minutes to go. Lapping at 129, so we've probably got another 3 to 4 laps max. Based on the timeline.
Massive train battling for P3.
Oh, well, Doddsy to hold him off. Really well.
Doesn't have an easy field of cars behind him to hold him off either. Any small mistake, he's going to lose 4 positions in a blink of an eye.
Well, it looks like Gamble's got a bit of damage there too on the left-hand side. Look at his left-hand tyre. Looks like he's a bit of pedal damage as well, or is that just iRacing's new way of showing off the cars?
No, he definitely has some damage on that front right. Oh, making the move.
You can hear it then. That was Dodsy's tyres just taking a bit of a slide then. You can just hear it on the track, but he's doing well, man, to hold these guys off, and the pressure he's absorbing is ridiculous. 0.3, 0.2 behind him, 0.1, 0.2, 0.2. The boys are all, look how close that is. That is ridiculous. That is insane how close that was. That a fishy commercial that was. That is amazing how close these boys are all driving. And look at the 2 at the front, they're just taken off. Freeman and Delaney are like 3.5 seconds away from Gamble and Warboys. So at the moment, reverse grid. It's happened, look at that. P5, see, Troy backing out, it was not a good idea because now Gamble and Warboys have got front 1 and 2 on the grid.
They also have the attacking power of being right behind Dodds now. Easier for them to make a move as a team.
Yep. But Dodsy's doing well. He's doing really well. He's just going to hold on to it for a few more laps.
He's having a great drive. No, it was a great idea. All right, Jamie. We're wrong. You're right.
Yeah, you know why? Because he knows what the final result is.
Yeah. As we see now, Gamble taking it side by side to Dodds.
Dodge has taken the inside line and blocked him off, and he's done really well to hold him off again. That was a smart move, taking the inside line, so even if he dived in, he can hopefully slow it down enough to get into the apex.
Really well played there from Dodds. Having a great drive. It's no easy feat trying to keep the WKMP Sim Sports team as well as the Fishy Motorsports locked behind him. Those P3 points for this Heat 2 will make a big difference.
I'll tell you what, I am loving this close racing. Have a look at it all the way up to Dikey. It's just one after another. Anyone who says the racing here at SRW is no good can eat my shorts.
Don't think I've ever heard anybody say that. With all the chatter happening in the Discord over this season, all I've heard is how good the race is getting.
Look at
Dodds
this.
has gambled.
He's finally...
Oh, Dodds has made a little mistake there. That is going to allow three people through.
That's cost him dearly. That's cost him really.
Let's go back to where it all started.
Right here. Here he goes. Oh, did he get a slowdown?
Yeah, he did get a slowdown. He's tried to block during the slowdown. Couldn't keep the run up. And he's had to serve the rest of his slowdown right before this corner. Just let four cars. Would Dike get through? Yep, Dike got through as well.
Have a look at that. Oh, he'd be kicking himself. That's gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots he lost in that. That's how close the grid is, and he's lucky if he's not going to lose 2 more now. This should be... Where's Barney?
I would believe this should be final lap.
Final lap here.
Oh, I don't know where Barney is. What is he doing? Jump on board with Flazbomb. He comes down towards the final sector. See if we can see. Oh, wait, Cowan is coming around the corner now. Oh, really loose. It is white flag. There is Barney doing his job. Let's jump on board with Blake Delaney for this final lap of Heat 2. He does have his teammate Thomas Freeman behind him. I don't see the point of those two battling, but Freeman is extremely close. Right on board with the Fishy Motorsports driver, number 08 of Blake Delaney.
I wonder if Mr. Delaney is in bed already, or if he's up and about and he wants to be interviewed, because there's a break between these two races.
Looked like Freeman was trying to make a move. Now it looks like Warboys wants to make a move on his teammate. Maguire now starting to hound Dodds. Where's my track map? Sure.
Hasn't been there all night.
Blake Delaney will come across the line for Fishy Motorsports as P1 in your Pro Series for Heat 2. Thomas Freeman in P2 for Heat 2 in your Pro Series. Scott Gamble will come across in P3 for WK and P Sim Sports. Troy Maguire will come across the line in P1 for your AM Series. Travis Daly in P2. And Aaron Schotter will get himself a podium finish for P3 for Heat 2 for your AMs.
That's his second podium now for the season. He got one last week too. Young Schotter. Not remember?
Sometimes everything's a blur.
Yeah. Well, I can't see Mr. Delaney anywhere in the Discord. I'm flicking through to see if he's maybe sitting around nowhere. Look at that. It's just all right. Well, at least there's a fair few people watching, which is really good. You missed a banger last 2 corners. Yeah, I'm sorry, mate. When you're doing a replay, it's a bit harder.
We missed a banger of the last 2 corners with Aaron, did we? It's not that hard, mate. Here, let's do some movie magic.
Aaron, that would have been with Cowan and Shorter, was it? Or Daly
Daily.
Shorter?
Yeah, it was Daily.
Yeah. Jamie Dyke says Blake's not on tonight. Yeah, I can see that.
We will grab a replay. This is your battle for P3 in the AMs for Heat 2. Aaron Schotter and Travis Daly showing us how the AMs duke it out. Daly moving to the outside. Will get the move pulled down in. Schotter looks like he's going to get a great run though, being on the outside. Cuts it in nice. Really, really close to the back of Daly. Schotter not going anywhere. What a great run Schotter's got out of that final corner there. Side by side, a little bit of contact. It is going to be a drag race to the finish line.
Nice racing, lads. Nice racing. Well done.
What a way to finish P in Heat 2.
That was a good bit of racing by the AMs. You know what? The racing in this series, the AMs are providing is just as good as it is up front, and it's always a bit of fun to watch them. So here we got for the second heat, third place we've got Blake Delaney, Mr. Blake Delaney from Fishy Motorsports, followed by Thomas Freeman from Fishy Motorsports. Dykey, tell him he needs to fix his SDK up. It says privateer. Scotty Gamble from WKMP Sim Sports. Blake Warboys from WK Sim Sports, followed by Mr. Dyke in fifth. Whoa, Mr. Dyke got the podium. Reverse grid is going to be Dyke and Blake Warboys. Ooh, on the front line. This is starting to unravel the story I've been hearing. Okay, in sixth place, Dave Kirby. Seventh, Harry Dodds. Troy Maguire. 8th, Chris Miller. 9th and 10th, Travis Daly.
Oh.
Whoa.
That's...
They've got 5 minutes now. And we'll get to see the invert top 5 and see what happens from here going forward. What's wrong, mate?
No, I was just looking at the pictures you sent me. Is that the overlay showing over your iRacing? That's so interesting.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's actually working.
I need to work out how that works.
It's through the broadcast part of the SDK.
Ah, right.
But it doesn't always want to work. So it's actually, not that we're going to discuss it on camera or anything, but it is.
No, that's cool that it works like that. We do have a bit of a warm-up, so Dykey, if you're out there, you want to come in and drop in and have a chat with us. Aaron, if you'd like to come and jump in the green room and have a chat with us. Any of the drivers out there watching our replay broadcast of last night's race, please feel free to jump into the green room so we can drag you in and have a chat about those first 2 heats.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun. It's a bit weird hosting something that you haven't seen, but you're knowing it's not live. It makes you a bit more apprehensive, I guess. I don't know. I just feel a bit strange with the way we're doing it, but you know what? It's still new, it's still fresh, and I'm still enjoying it.
Yeah, I do.
And we've got a lot of people watching.
Yeah,
so if you're out there watching, like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and tell your family and friends that there's another sick race coming up. Of 20 minutes of hot heat racing. Do we have anyone pop in anywhere? No, we don't. That's okay. Me and ShiBBy don't mind talking to each other. We've got 5 more minutes. Like and subscribe if you're out there. We do have the racecraft rig available still to be won. And yeah, some interesting times coming up with Season 4 around the corner. Tracks and everything like that are being released this week. So you'll get to see where it is and what's going on. And the season will still be free. Oh, Travis Daly is in the lounge. Mr. Daly, let's drag him in.
You waiting for me to do that?
You know, Mr. Daly, did you bring us popcorn? Has he got his mic on?
How are we going?
Good, mate. Did you bring popcorn for us?
Sorry, say it again.
Did you bring some popcorn for us?
Oh, I was going to ask you the same thing.
How's it feel Watching yourself race and hearing someone commentate it live.
It's a bit different, but no, it's not too bad.
Yeah, cool. How'd you enjoy this track, dude? How was the track? We lost him?
Don't know, but at this moment he's not allowed to come back to the comm box ever again. I think we might
Can you
have
hear us,
lost
Trav?
him.
No, hang on, because I had the broadcast going. I could hear in double.
Okay. Get someone to turn it down at the other end for you, mate. There's nothing worse than hearing double. Oh, there is actually seeing
That's
double. What did you think of the track, mate? What did you like? Did you like the layout and the format?
Yeah, the track was pretty good. There's some corners that catches out quite tricky, because they're kind of fast flowing, but you got to hit them in the perfect spot. But no, it made for some good racing, and everyone did really well.
Yeah, it looked like fun from our seats. I'm pissed that I haven't had a chance to drive it. I own the track, but I haven't had a chance to drive on it. What would you compare it to? Any other tracks out there?
Oh, I can't really say much because I just downloaded it probably 3 days before we actually raced on it.
Same as me. Same as me.
But probably, I would like to say probably, it's kind of like Willow Springs, I reckon, but a little bit shorter.
Okay. All right.
Like
cool.
it's just that fast flowing in the corners.
Yep.
But no, it
Smooth
was a
track.
great track and great racing.
Smooth track.
Yeah, very smooth track.
What was the heat like on the back end?
Oh, it was Katie. Yeah, she was a bit of a handful.
Yeah. So was that probably one of the bigger issues, the heat on the track?
Yeah, 100%. First, probably 4 or 5 laps were good, but once you, especially when you're in a train, your tyres are gone.
Yeah, cool. All right, mate, they're gridding up. Thanks for popping in and giving us a bit of a chin wag. Good luck for next race. We don't know where you finished, so that's a good thing. And also, good to see you. Hope to see you out on track next weekend.
No, cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Alright, catch you later.
That was Travis Daly for Performance Sim Racing, who is lining up on row 6 for our feature race here tonight for round 7. Thanks to Warren and Brown Tools. Blake Warboys and Scotty Gamble will take out the top row. Jamie Dyke, Michael Whiting, row 2. And David Kirby will slot himself into that 5th position. Everybody else from them back will be gridding up from where they finished in Heat 2 as we get ready to go racing one last time for our super sprint round here for the simrigs.com V8 Supercars. Another grid was wrong. What is happening?
It was wrong. That's all right. Doesn't matter. And they're off. Dykey's up front, and Warboys and Gamble are already side by side on each other. It looks like Frio has actually got himself a fantastic start. Got himself into 3rd place straight away, followed by Blake, and they've pushed Warboys all the way down to 5th, and maybe even 6th with maybe even 5th with Doddsy pushing his way through as well. No, Dodsy's lost out that spot, but they're all sort of settled down.
Cars are in.
ABR.
Vlasbom is around. There was a Valkyrie,
Yeah.
a Performance Sim Racing, a fishy
Yeah,
car.
it looks like McGuire and himself got tangled up in that corner, and looks like that McGuire might have some damage there and might need a tow.
Riding on board over the top of Maguire. Vlasbom just in front of him. Oh! The Valkyrie car has gone around. It caused a bit of a checking up in the cars behind.
That took a few cars out, that did, man. That was, that was a few cars gone on that one. But, look, it is what it is. Dykey's got himself up in position 1. And already you can see that he's got a bit of rhythm going in there. Gamble in second, Freeman third, and Delaney fourth, and Warboys, like we saw on that takeoff in the first few corners, got himself into fifth. Blake's rear end looks like it's a bit slippery around there. Maybe the heat's starting to affect him because he's already gapping out on that.
Oh, Warboys really just threw it down deep. What a great move.
Is there something wrong with Blake's car, maybe even?
129.81 for Delaney. No, 130.04. So about 400th of a second off the pace of the other drivers.
Yeah. Not sure. Blake predicted drama 12. What's going on here?
Whiting now on the inside of Daly. Just got the nose, had to pull out of it just a little bit. Would assume Whiting will carry a bit more pace through here than Daly. This will be great practice for Daly.
100%.
Oh, that could be a slowdown for Daly. That was a lot of corner. May not
He's
be
still
though.
maintaining pace.
Yeah. Whiting though really hassling the back of him.
Ed Hayden's called something in the pits. I think that he might have too much damage. Whiting did a nice clean job there. Oh, Dykes just hit the fastest. Oh no, he did hit the fastest lap just then, but Warboy's just come back for 126.195 to take the fastest lap at this point. The heat of this track sounds, from what we heard from young Daly, is that the rear ends were squiggly. So some of those issues early on, they're still cold tyres, but lap 3 to 4, they should be still okay. Whiting's got a nice clean line through there. Dodsey's still in 7th, so he's not doing too bad. Dykey's gapping it a bit. He's actually going from 5/10 to 7/10 on average through some of that area. And Freo is on the back of Gamble like crazy. Dodds has got maybe his setup's just not as tight as everyone else's at the moment, because he seems to be putting himself a lot of pressure. Look at Miller coming on the back of him like crazy. Here we go. There's Dodsey on the brakes, and Miller is gaining a little bit again. So Miller is 0.5 behind him at the moment and putting the pressure on. And the gap between Dodds and Kirby is opening up. That's nearly down to a second.
See, Warboys had to stop and get a drink of water, and it hasn't helped. See, Warboys now pushing the back of Freeman.
3-0 like crazy there, and that's slowing down. These three here, you've got Freo on Gamble, and then Warboys on Freo. That's really letting Dyke get away, because Dyke is stretching it a little bit more. Now he's averaging around 8/10 to 9/10. He's going to pull away from them. Delaney is dropped right back, but he's got a pressure of Kirby, his teammate, right on the back of him.
Oh, Maguire's just made a move around Newlands. Haven't seen much of Newlands tonight. Hit that curb really badly. Could have just caused himself.
He's had a quiet night, Newlands.
He did. Not on Tuesday night, though. He didn't. Not on Tuesday night.
His driving is improving week in, week out, isn't it?
It sure is, mate. Like most of the AMs that are racing in there. AMs and Pro-Ams. Miller, Funky down the inside. A bit of contact between him and Dodds.
I think that was a bit ambitious. Dodds has left him space. That's net code. No, that's just him losing the rear end.
Did look like there could have been a tiny bit of contact. It was extremely close racing, though.
Yeah. He's, I don't know, it was a funny way because there was a straight line through there for the next corner. It's like he tried to avoid contact maybe even. Did you watch the line through there? Doddsy goes straight and Funky decides to go left. Maybe it must have been some netcode or something. Because Harry's on pretty much of a straight line through here. Yeah, he's dived into that and he's tried to get out there. Yeah, looks like he's just gone a bit too hot. Oh well, that's the way the cookie crumbles. And off we go again. Dyke, you still with us, mate? We managed to stay awake. I know you got to get to bed early.
Bed early? What's that?
Yeah. There we are on the back of him. Kirby putting pressure on Delaney. 0.3s. Dykey's gapped it at the front again, man. He's like 9 seconds. He's almost at a second. The War Boys is on the back of Frio. Oh, there's a few little battles going on, but even Vlasbon on the back of Newlands, 0.4, 0.01. Oh no, Vlasbon's just taken Newlands.
Oh, bit of contact. Oh, nearly into that same corner.
Both very lucky to come out of that clean at the pace they were going, just as they were about to hit the braking zone. Any later contact and they both would have been spinning on the brakes. Oh, look at Vlasbon. Oh, that's got to be a slowdown from Vlasbon.
I've seen him a couple of times over that corner there, and they seem to clip that orange cone. It looks to be that one cone is the marker. Any more than clipping the one cone, then it's done and dusted. As we see Whiting now, pressure on the back of Dodds.
Oh, Dodds shut the door quickly there, didn't he? Didn't leave room at all.
Anything to do with this.
Still side by side. This is not over. Whiting's getting his nose right in there. Oh, look at the angle Dodds has taken there as defensive line. Making sure that he stays on the inside line and makes Whiting go wide. That was pretty good as long as he's not weaving or moving on the brakes. That was a great move. But I don't think it's over because he's right on the back of him again, Whiting. This is going to be a battle for a few laps by the look of it. Harry just needs to stay clean and focused and not lose his rear end anywhere. The thing is, you got Whiting behind you, mate, and he's going to be popping that nose in left, right and centre and letting you know that he's there. Jeez, I love the way these boys drive these V8s. I wish I was skilled like they are. Quite a line there from Whiting, putting the pressure on again. Harry's doing well. He's doing well. We haven't heard any sliding of the rear end at the moment. Here we go. Is Whiting going to make a dive in? No, he's not close enough. He's close now, that's for sure. Oh, he's up on the inside, nose is in. No. Not enough of the nose gets by. Oh, he's taking a light, different line. He's going to go out and cut in under. Dodgy's doing well defending his line here, mate.
He's done a great job of defending.
Whiting has definitely got the pace on him. He just needs to stay close to the, here we go, to the straight. Coming up after here. Oh, look at that. Under brakes at this next corner. He's going to stick his nose in there. He's not close enough. Great battling.
Oh, I just seen Michael pick up on the accelerator a little bit too hard.
Yeah, he had to back it off a bit. He got a bit squirrely. Michael's definitely got the ability to brake that a little bit later than Dodds, but it's not enough to not enough to take advantage of the pace difference at the moment. Under brakes here is going to be a good opportunity, but depending on what Harry's line's going to be through here.
See Whiting just kissing the back of the bumper there.
Yeah. Jess McMenamin is, let's go, Doddsy. He's a good peddler. He is a good peddler. He's having a cracking fight here with Whiting. It shows how much Harry's improved over the over the time we've known him, because his battle skills are a little bit more convincing. He's not afraid to battle with the big guys at the front. Not that he ever was, but he would lose his composure a little bit. His composure this year has been, it's taken him to the next level, I reckon. He's now like a fighter up the front. He just needs to get a bit more pace into him.
100%. His composure has changed a lot, and that used to cost him a lot of consistency over the last few years, but now see him keep his head cool.
War Boy sticking his nose in there for Freo. That is, they've caught up. Those boys have caught up to Dikey. Dikey was nearly a second away, but now he's like 3.8, 3.7. So it's probably consistent to the heat going into the tyres, lap 9. They're at, so the tyres are starting to feel it. They're just past the halfway mark.
Yep, 12 minutes in.
Talking to Coleman earlier in the week, saying, it'd be good to see him battling up the front again. And he goes, these boys up front at the moment, Gamble and War Boys, are just next level. But he's being hard on himself, mate. I think he's got their pace. He just needs consistency at the moment. He's been getting involved in little issues here and there.
Troy Maguire and Adam Schotter battling it out down into turn 1 and turn 2. Maguire just sneaking that down the inside there. Had an extreme pace.
Oh, didn't he?
Oh, yes. And Scotty Gamble has really started closing this gap on the back of Dyke now. So Gamble, Freeman and War Boys are all chasing down Jamie Dyke of Fishy Motorsports for that P1 finish here for our feature race. Only 8 minutes left to go.
Have a look how close these guys. The top 4 guys are. It looks like they're attached the way they're going around these corners. It's crazy fast. All you're going to do is one boy to slip up a little bit, and it could cause a lot of pain and havoc for everyone, or 4 spots lost straight away.
Easy grab.
Delaney's working his way up. Kirby and Delaney having a bit of a tussle. Then you've got Dodds and Whiting. Whiting's in front of Dodds at the moment, and he's peeling that away. How's our AMs going? Our AMs, we've got currently Daly sitting in first place for the AMs, followed by Maguire, followed by Schotter, and Vlasbom is nearly 2 seconds off Schotter. So well done to Schotter again.
See why Daly came for a chat now, maybe.
Maybe.
Preempting something.
Yeah, he was probably wanting to see how good his race looked when he was preempting a finish there. Oh, look at that. How good did that look? Like he's got these boys under control. With 5.5 minutes left or so, you're looking at the average speed here, 129, so you're probably looking at 4 laps to go.
Yeah, it seems to be about 14, 15 laps.
Yep.
These 20-minute sprints here
This
around
is
Oschersleben.
Look, There is no holding back in these 320 super sprint rounds. It's just pedal to the metal all the way through, isn't it?
Here we go now. Gamble really closed that gap down on Dyke.
Oh, yeah,
Philip
that's
Vella
a
says,
lot of pressure
which
there.
one is Cowie? He's the one on the timing board that says A Cowie. This one's Cowie, mate. Hasn't had a great drive. Got caught up in a little bit of a debacle and has ended up in P15 overall and 6th place for the AMs.
What are you doing here, Mr. Vella? I thought you'd be out practicing, mate.
TFR guys, practice, not a chance.
Yeah, of course he does. You don't get that good at that practice, eh, Phil? Phil, what are you knocking off at this lap that we got? I can't remember where we're racing this weekend. What are you
Kirby
knocking
and
off?
Delaney now. Teammates with a battle.
Oh, is he going to take him? No, Delaney's taking the momentum, the pace coming around that corner. Did really well. But then you got Whiting behind him as well. So the boss man is... Oh, what happened there? Did Blake let them through, or did he just go a little bit wide there?
Not sure, but Kirby got really squirrely. So did Delaney. The heat in the rear tyres are really starting to show as Whiting now takes it to Kirby. But Delaney hasn't
he took
left
a
this
lot of that.
battle. The fishy
three
boys
fish
are going
fighting
to
it
put
out.
on an absolute show towards the end of this final stint here for round 7.
Looks like someone's thrown a bit of food in the fish pond, mate, and these guys are fighting for it. Look at that, too wide. Oh, boss man nearly lost it, and he's got Kirby out of that corner. He has. Delaney's not finished yet either. Oh, Delaney under brakes. Nearly takes out the bumper. Oh, these boys are playing with each other now.
What we want to
Kirby
see.
trying to take the inside line. Oh, he has taken it. Are they just swapping places? There's a great little battle there, and beautiful camera work by Blake Delaney.
Beautiful camera work by Blake. Yeah, thanks, Blake. Thanks for the camera work, mate.
Yeah. Oh, good. I knew you'd be practicing at one stage, Phil. What times are you getting, mate? Starts work at 10 p.m. till 5 a.m. tonight. US companies.
Oh,
you gotta do what you gotta do, mate.
Freeman. No, that's Wallboy. Sorry, trying to show the nose on Freeman. This is getting down to the nitty gritty with 3 minutes left to go of this feature race here for round 7.
He's pushing those tyres to the limit.
He has some very fast drivers on the rear of him. This could be touch and go. Looks like Miller just made a move. He did. Miller has made it around Daly to move himself up into P9. Daly still leading the AMs overall P10. Wanting to have a dig at Miller anyway.
Why the hell not? And keep going, son. Keep fighting. That's the way to do it. That's the way to learn. He's driving really well, man.
Had a great drive.
Really well.
Right now, with the gap between him and Maguire, he has an easy lead for AMS P1 in our feature race. Again, Gamble just not being able to get close enough, but Freeman pushing Gamble.
White flag.
White flag coming through now. This will be your final lap of our feature race here for your simrigs.com V8 Supercars ProAm. Round 7 thanks to Warren and Brown Tools.
All under brakes and following each other really close, like 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. One mistake for anyone here, and this is all over, Red Rover. Oh, crikey. Crikey would have saved enough tyres to make sure he's got enough for the final lap.
It's probably why he dropped back a little bit. Maybe that's the play, because he was nearly a second out in front of these guys. He's pulled it back a
Probably trying to
little
take a
bit.
bit of heat out of his tyre. And look at him, he's got the pace now. He's put the foot down. He's broken away. But Freo is doing the right thing. He's putting pressure on the back of Gamble, which Gamble needs to block away and take the focus off Dykey so Dykey can finish the race off with a podium finish. And in the super sprint, the third heat is the one that's worth the most points.
2 corners to go to see who will take out the podium for our feature race here tonight. Jamie Dyke leading the charge for Fishy Motorsports, Scott Gamble for WK and P Sim Sports, and Thomas Freeman as well as Blake Warboys. But Jamie Dyke will take out the feature race here for your Pro Series. Scott Gamble P2, Thomas Freeman for Fishy Motorsports in P3, Travis Daly for Performance Sim Racing will round up the final corner and head towards that checkered flag, and will take out P1 for your AMS division. Troy Maguire for Fishy Motorsports will take out P2 for your AMS, and Aaron Schotter with that slight mistake in the beginning still will lock himself in a P3 finish for our feature race in the AMS division. What a phenomenal drive from all our drivers here this evening.
What a great show. And it would be just like Mr. Dyke not to want to miss a podium chit-chat with us, wouldn't it? And there he is, waiting patiently. Reckon we should just keep him waiting a little bit longer? I know he's got to go to bed soon.
I've got to go to bed soon, Steve.
I'll drag the young fella in. Hang on a minute. Mr. Jamie Dyke, winner of Heat 3 of the Super Sprint at Oschersleben, Round 7. How are you, buddy?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Pretty good, mate. Haven't spoken for a while. Good to see you on the top step again. Was that you slowing down and let a bit of heat out of your tyres? Because I noticed in the last lap you pulled away by about 6/10. You saved a bit of extra rubber in there.
No, it was me cooling the tyres a little bit, but after I overheated them, not the other way around. But pretty much.
Trying to get away.
Yeah, so I overheated the tyres, just pushing, which if you could see Gamble, Freo and Warboys, they were all sliding.
Yeah.
But yeah, I overheated them a bit too much, got a little bit too wheel spin, and just had to back it off a little.
Nice. Well, it's good to see you up in front, mate. And I know you got a big night ahead of you, big morning ahead of you, and you stayed up late for us. We appreciate that. The rest of the boys didn't have time for us, except for the young fella that we interviewed earlier. How was this track, mate? I haven't raced on it. Is it a good track to race on?
Firstly, I'll say not only the third heat win, round win.
Round win as well. Yeah, I know. We're getting there. But yes, round win, mate. Well done. And you needed that for the points, for the deficit of where you are. I know that you're on top of all that sort of stuff. But what is it? 3 rounds left. I know 2 rounds left. I'd say your title defence is gone.
Yeah, too many rounds off with night shift. But to answer your question about the track, very good track. Extremely hard to pass when you're battling people with similar pace. And you don't get a break around Oschersleben. It's
just you make that mistake and you're gone.
Yeah, and without you saw it, without that break in between heats 1 and 2, I just got tired, and I made mistakes. We all kind of made mistakes.
Yeah.
It's the nature of it. We didn't get any fresh tyres or anything, so yeah.
And that's what I like about it. Do you like the format?
I like the format. I reckon the breaks in between the races could be a bit longer, but other than that, I do like super sprint rounds.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We have talked about it with the back end and admin that I don't think the system lets us get a bigger gap between the first and second heat.
It does.
It does?
You have to let it go into heat 2, and then you extend the grid.
Okay, that's something the boys are going to need to have a chat about
It's a manual
in the back
adjustment.
end.
Yeah, and it's very finicky.
Well, they tried something like that the other day, and it dropped out a whole heat on us. So I think they were too scared to try it, which I don't blame them. But it's one of those things. iRacing just sometimes doesn't want to do what we want it to do. But I'm spewing to get on track this week because I really wanted to check this track out and see what it was like. So really hard to pass on because everyone's at the same pace and it's very fast flowing.
Yeah. When you're battling someone, like obviously, Warboys had the pace tonight. Well, not tonight, last night. But you could see it's extremely hard to pass. Like in the first heat, he kind of skipped away. In the second heat, he was stuck in traffic, and in the third heat, he was behind Freo.
It's like your boys could get up to about 5th place, and then after that, the pace is a bit more comparable, and that's when it gets too hard, and you just have to push and push and push till someone makes a mistake. Yeah,
and I spoke to Scotty Gamble today, and he said he was on the ragged edge most of the night as well. So
yeah.
You know, not falling off the track on overheated, slippery tyres was pretty difficult, but also a bunch of fun.
Yeah, also that chicane, that was had me and ShiBBy surprised because some of the boys were taking the second corner in the chicane quite aggressively and cutting a fair bit of tracks. Didn't seem to be giving them a slowdown.
Is it the first chicane or the second chicane?
Was it the first chicane, ShiBBy?
the one with the you got the one with the cones, and then
the one
two
with the
corners
cones.
after.
The one with the cones.
Yeah, so you could cut that quite a bit. The track limit isn't actually the white line; it's the rumble strip.
Is it the second cone? Because we noticed people sort of using the in between the first and second cone as their marker of when they cut through there.
Yeah, you didn't have to have tyres on the white line as long as they were on the rumble strip, and that made it so you knock the first cone off, and don't touch the second one, and you're fine.
Yeah, we kind of thought as much. I think that's where Harry stuffed up. He went a bit. He took the third cone, and he had the slowdown, and he ended up coming from 3rd place all the way down. Like actually did well to get back to 6th, but he lost like 5 places in that one go.
Yeah, I think Delaney took a slowdown as well and let Kirby and Mike through in either race 2 or race 3. It was.
Yeah. Well, he did something as well. He let Whiting and Whiting and Miller and Kirby through at one point as well. I wasn't sure if it was a slowdown as well in this last heat or whether it was just get out of the way. Race.
That was a slowdown. He did not want to let them pass.
Okay, cool, good. I didn't think he was going to let them through that easy. So you guys have got the enduro this weekend. Is it this weekend?
This weekend coming, we have the Sandown 500 for the NZ boys.
Yep.
The NZ League. And then following that, it's either the Friday or the Sunday is the Logitech one.
Yep.
And then the weekend after that is the Scops 500.
Yeah. Well, we wanted to do the 500, but all the calendar was full, so we've had to pull that idea, which I'm not impressed about, but we'll probably do it like we did this year. We'll do it in the beginning of the year where we do our retro round, so before the season starts. So that's probably what we're going to do for that. But anyway, all good. Good luck with that. I saw the Logitech liveries come up. The cars are looking pretty spick and span. And good luck with that, because I know that's going to be a big one. How many rounds left in that?
3, I think.
3. And how are you sitting in that series?
I'm nowhere. I had to take rounds off that as well for night shift.
Oh, man, it sucks when real life gets in the way, doesn't it?
Well, you got to do what you got to do.
You do got to do what you got to do. Well, mate, we better get you to thank all the sponsors. It is a business night.
Yep.
You got your list?
Oh, yeah.
What do you need a list for, mate? You should know this stuff off by heart.
Oh, there's so many, and they change all the time. So obviously, I'd like to thank our team sponsors: Infinity Designs, Precision Sim Training, DC Shades, Relax Marine and Game Fishing, West End Motor Group, and Battery Warehouse Early Beach. And special shout out to David Kirby for giving me that P5 in Heat 2 to extend to a win in Heat 3.
And happy birthday, Michael Whiting.
Sometimes I don't know if we're serious or not anymore with these birthdays that the fishies have.
It hasn't been brought up in a while, so I just throw that in there. Everybody give Michael Whiting a big happy birthday in the chat.
Yeah. Well, mate, good to hear. It's good to see you back on the top step, mate, and fighting out with the boys. I hope everyone enjoyed it as much as me and ShiBBy enjoyed it. It's not always easy to do one of these replays like this, but it was still a lot of fun. And another 2 rounds to go, mate, and then a little bit of a break.
Yeah, Red Bull Ring, and then an Enduro at Jerez.
Yeah.
At Jerez, but Red Bull Ring should be spicy.
Yes, it will.
Everybody
definitely
seems to be pumped for Red Bull Ring, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
until
not
they
one
get
of
to
them.
race it, because have you seen that pit entry?
Yeah. That pit entry cost me a lot of pain.
Sure, that's just not your driving skill that costs you that pain.
No, I think my driving skill is improved immensely this season, but yeah, you get caught out there. It's a killer in the 86s. It was a killer coming around that corner, and you're trying to get it into there. Yeah, I think I got a 40-second stop and hold for poor entry.
Yeah, speeding into pits, right?
No, it was just poor entry crossing the white line as you come in. Yeah, because if you're fighting with someone across there, and all of a sudden the car gets dragged out a bit wide, and you end up going across that line. I'm sure we've all done it. I think I've even planted it into the wall there as well. So yeah. Anyway, lots of fun. How's your rest of the year looking like, mate? Night shift coming up, or are you going to get to race season 4 all the way through?
Night shift isn't going to be the earliest. It will be is November, so I'll be gung ho for the first half of season 4, but I don't know how long season 4 is going to go till. So who knows?
Season 4 will be going all the way from October to the end of November. It finishes the last weekend in November, so then we'll have a few special events in December before we go away for Christmas break.
Yeah, so the second half of the season will be up in the air.
Yeah, all right, mate. Well,
give it a red hot crack.
You better give it a red hot crack, mate, because that number 1 at the moment, who's it look like it's going to, ShiBBy?
Gamble?
Yeah, it
I'm
is
not
Gamble. Yeah.
Might be, yeah.
Yeah, good answer, Doc. Yep. It's all right. Delaney also wasn't controlling the cameras this evening.
It looked good. It did look good. Good job, Delaney. Well done, mate.
But yeah, it is Scotty Gamble leading the charge at the moment with... It was Chris Miller is your, Fishy Motorsports chasing him with 164 points. That is as of round 6. So,
and that does not include drop rounds.
Correct.
So that'll be in the next 2 weeks. So it could be interesting the way it goes. I'll tell you what, with the amount of fishy boys that are out there at the moment, you guys will be pretty close to taking something at least.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Get to bed. It's past your bedtime.
Yep.
Good luck for the weekend at Red Bull, and don't work too hard. And congratulations on a podium and round win.
Thanks, boys. You have a good night.
You too, Jamie.
All right, take care, buddy.
Take it easy, mate.
Gotcha.
Well, that will end our broadcast, our replay broadcast of the Sunday night Simrigs V8 Supercars Pro-Am series. Jamie Dyke, Scott Gamble, Thomas Freeman are your pro podium for our feature heat. Travis Daly, Troy Maguire and Aaron Schotter are your AM podium for our feature heat for round 7. Just like to take this last moment to say a huge shout out to all our sponsors. If you want any more information about them, all their links are linked below in the description. simrigs.com, of course, for coming on and sponsoring our V8 Supercars Am and Pro-Am series. Of course, Warren and Brown Tools can't do it without them for all our round sponsors this season. Safety car, didn't get to see one tonight, but huge shout out to Promo Department. Fastest lap, pole position and qualifying. Massive shout out to Racecraft for getting on board and helping us with that. And we can't go without forgetting about Grim Industries, home of the V8 coffee table, helping us present these beautiful trophies for our champions. TemptingSweets.com.au, Rare Spares, and Shannon's Insurance. Massive shout out to all of you who have joined us for our broadcast tonight. Huge shout out for all our drivers out on track. Of course, we can't do it without them. Massive shout out to Stephen for coming and joining me here in the broadcast.
Freeze. Driver of the day.
Me. Because Blake Delaney was running the cameras, so I want the driver of the day.
I'm actually going to go for young Shotter.
I was thinking that or Daly. Yeah, I was thinking Shotter or Daly, so your call, mate.
We'll go with Shotter.
Aaron Shotter, congratulations, mate. Our AMS P3 will also take our driver of the day for the Pro-Am series here for round 7. So congratulations, Aaron. Reach out to either myself or Steve so we can get some details off you and send you a congratulation package thanks to temptingsweets.com.au. I have been Nathan ShiBBy Howard. Again, thank you all for joining us tonight for our replay broadcast of the simrigs.com round 7 V8 Supercars. The guy in the booth next to me who likes to talk a lot has been the owner of the league, Steven Sinkovic, and we will do this all again tomorrow night for your Tuesday broadcast of the V8 Supercars Am series. We're going to end this broadcast by saying stay safe and race hard.
Race hard. Good night, all.